Folks, in a world gone mad for plastic and digital screens, some folks still think new and shiny means better. They tell you plastic is fantastic. Well, I say steel is real. They're pushing less lethal options, telling you it is the future. And maybe it is for some. But for those of us who remember what a real tool feels like in the hand, who understand the value of cold, honest steel and walnut, the landscape is changing. Inflation is eating away at your dollar. Supply chains are more fragile than a glass trigger, and import bans could close critical windows overnight. You need to know what's worth your hard-earned money now before it's gone. I am cutting through the marketing hype and the social engineering. This isn't about toys for the range. This is about tools that work when the lights go out, when the chips are down, and when your liberty depends on it. Ruger Hawkeye. When reliability is not just a preference, but an absolute mandate, when failure means something more than a missed shot, you turn to the Ruger Hawkeye. This rifle earns its place as a cornerstone of dependability because it is built around the Mauser-style controlled round feed. This isn't some newfangled plastic fantastic gimmick. This is a system trusted by guides in Alaska and Africa for generations. The claw extractor grips the cartridge the very moment it leaves the magazine, maintaining positive control all the way into the chamber. This simple, elegant mechanical design means no double feeds, no fumbling, and if you need to eject a live round under pressure, say a brown bear at 30 feet, that round is coming out every single time without fail. It is the peace of mind that comes from knowing your tool will perform as intended every single time. The Hawkeye is available in a spread of calibers, from the .243 Winchester up to the venerable .375 Ruger, with barrel lengths typically running from 22 to 24 inches. A standard 30-06 configuration will weigh in at around 8 pounds. Now that is not light. No, it is deliberately heavy. This isn't a rifle you carry for bragging rights. It is the rifle you want when a single, well-placed shot on a charging animal is the only thing standing between you and disaster. That weight absorbs recoil, which is a blessing for older shoulders or those long days in the field. The LC6 trigger breaks clean, usually between 3 and 5 pounds, offering a crisp, predictable pull. The 3-position safety is intuitive, allowing you to run the bolt with the firing pin locked, which is a critical safety feature when handling loaded firearms in precarious situations. A hinged floor plate allows for fast, safe unloading without cycling each round through the action. The barrels are cold hammer-forged, delivering consistent accuracy, and Ruger backs it with a sub-minute of angle guarantee. Guides trust the Hawkeye because reliability beats innovation when lives are on the line. It is not the lightest rifle, no, but it is the one that works when it matters most. This is a tool, not a toy. Winchester Model 70. For over 80 years, one rifle has carried a title earned through sweat, blood, and honest performance. The rifleman's rifle. That is the Winchester Model 70. If you have ever worked that positive 3-position safety or felt the smooth, controlled, round feed cycle a cartridge, you understand why that name stuck. This is American gunmaking at its finest, a standard that other manufacturers have tried to replicate, often falling short. The Model 70 has been chambered in a staggering array of calibers, from the nimble .243 Winchester all the way up to the potent .375 H&H Magnum, with 24-inch barrels common on standard chamberings to ensure proper velocity. A typical 30-06 configuration weighs in at 7 to 7.5 pounds. This is a balanced weight that makes it manageable for a full day in the field, yet substantial enough to steady your aim and absorb recoil. The MOA trigger system breaks cleanly at 3.5 to 4 pounds from the factory, with an easy adjustment capability down to 3. Montana elk guides, men who stake their livelihoods on reliable equipment, still specify Model 70s for dangerous game backup. That blade-type ejector throws spent cases clear with authority. The 3-position safety is a masterclass in design, allowing you to work the bolt with the trigger locked or to engage the full safety. The hinged floor plate allows for quick, safe unloading without cycling rounds through the action, preventing wear and tear on your cartridges. But here is what you are really buying with a Model 70. Legacy and refinement. This rifle feels built by people who cared about getting it right, who understood that a firearm is more than just a tool, it is a trust. The walnut stocks on higher grade models show actual wood grain, each one unique, a testament to craftsmanship. The controlled round feed inspires confidence that few other systems can match. Best for hunters who value the tangible quality of craftsmanship and the proven reliability that has stood the test of time. Shooters trust it with one shot because controlled round feed delivers when it matters most. With all the chaos in the world, a rifle like this is not just a tool, it is an asset. A piece of American history you can rely on. Tikka T3x. Pause for a moment and consider this. What kind of factory rifle, right out of the box, is guaranteed to shoot sub-minute of angle groups, and not just in some marketing brochure, but truly repeatable accuracy? That is the Tikka T3x, a rifle that comes out of Sakko's factory in Finland, a place where quality control still means something. This isn't some slapped-together production line piece. The action is machined from a single billet of steel. The bolt lugs are lapped for even contact, ensuring consistent lockup and accuracy. The barrel threads are cut to microscopic tolerances. Every component is built to work perfectly the first time, every time. This is old-world precision with modern manufacturing, a combination that is increasingly rare and valuable. The Tikka T3x is available in every hunting caliber that matters. 6.5 Creedmoor, 270, 308, 30-06, 7mm Remington Magnum, and 300 Win Mag, with barrel lengths ranging from 22 to 24 inches. The weight stays remarkably light, around 6.5 pounds, making it an ideal companion for real mountain hunts, where every ounce counts and reliability in harsh conditions is paramount. The two-lug bolt is shockingly smooth. There is no grit, no stacking, just clean, effortless cycling. This is critical when your fingers are numb from cold or your hands are shaking from adrenaline. It cycles flawlessly in heat, cold, rain. It simply does not matter. The cold hammer-forged barrel is stress-relieved, delivering accuracy that many shooters pay custom builders thousands of dollars to chase. The factory trigger adjusts from 2 to 4 pounds. Set it at 2.5, and it rivals premium aftermarket triggers that cost a significant fraction of the rifle's total price. The steel detachable magazine feeds reliably, even if your bolt work is not perfect, which is a blessing under stress. This is precisely why outfitters and serious hunters trust Tikka rifles, and why they trust them with that one critical shot. This is Finnish precision with no excuses. In a market flooded with compromises, the Tikka T3x is a testament to what happens when craftsmanship meets practicality. It holds its value. Ammunition is readily available for its common chamberings, and it is a reliable workhorse for decades of use. Byrna SD. All right, let's talk about the new world. This Byrna SD, it is one of these less lethal launchers. They tell you it is built for everyday people, gives you real protection without deadly consequences. This is what they are pushing as home defense these days. A tool that looks much like a traditional 9mm pistol, but fires 68 caliber projectiles loaded with pepper or solid rubber balls. It is CO2 powered, spitting those projectiles out at speeds up to 300 feet per second. Now it is compact, measuring just over 7 inches long, so it fits fine on a bedside table. When you hold it, the honeycomb over-molded grip feels good, even if your hands are sweaty or you are wearing gloves. That is a thoughtful touch for older hands. It has an ambidextrous safe fire switch, which is practical for both lefties and righties. The trigger is straight, designed for a consistent feel, and the pull weight is between 6 and 8 pounds. They say that is a plus for safety, to prevent accidental discharge with shaky hands. I say it is a heavy pull for a tool meant for high-stress situations. The Byrna SD also includes a 5-round magazine and a Picatinny rail if you want to hang a flashlight or laser on it. More plastic, more gimmicks. The core feature is the Byrna's pull-pierce technology for the CO2 cartridge. It means you can store it for months, ready to go, without losing pressure until you pull the trigger. That is smart for preparedness, I will give them that. But at the end of the day, you are relying on a chemical irritant or a rubber ball to stop a threat. Will it truly be enough against a determined intruder? These things have limited range, and their effectiveness can be impacted by wind or if the target is wearing heavy clothing. Spare projectiles and CO2 cartridges are consumables, and in a real SHTF scenario, who knows how long those will be readily available. This is not an investment like a good rifle. It is a niche tool for specific situations. For those who cannot or will not own a traditional firearm, or who want a graduated response, it is an option. Byrna Mission 4. Now, if the SD is their pistol, then the Byrna Mission 4 is their rifle. They call it a full-size, mag-fed launcher designed for maximum stopping power. But instead of bullets, it fires 68 caliber pepper kinetic or inert projectiles. It is built to look exactly like an AR-style rifle, so they want you to feel like you have a real firearm, but what you have is a glorified paintball gun. It is powered by an 88-gram CO2 cartridge, giving you up to 55 rounds per charge. It has a built-in gas shutoff valve, which is good. You can store it loaded without leaks and use it later. These features are all about preparedness, about having something ready when you need it. The Byrna Mission 4 comes with two 19-round magazines, so you have 38 shots before reloading. That is a lot of pepper balls, I suppose. It includes an M-LOK quad rail system, which means you can attach all sorts of accessories. Lights, lasers, whatever makes you feel tactical. It even has a vertical foregrip, which they say gives you a stable hold, especially for those rapid shots. The receiver is magnesium, which makes it light. That is good for carrying, but it is still not steel. They put flip-up adjustable sights on it, just like a real AR. This whole package screams, looks like a military rifle, without actually being one. The reality is, it is not a firearm. It relies on non-lethal projectiles, which again, have limitations. Their effectiveness is situational, and they will not stop a truly determined, high-on-drugs threat like a legitimate firearm will. The market for these specialized projectiles and CO2 cartridges can be volatile. In a true crisis, will you be able to resupply? This device is a symptom of a society that increasingly fears actual self-defense. It is a tool, yes, for a very specific, non-lethal role. But it is not a substitute for a genuine firearm. Understand what it is, and more importantly, what it is not. Taser Pulse 2. Finally, let us talk about the Taser Pulse 2. This is another one of those less lethal options, but it tackles the problem of self-defense from a different angle entirely. It is designed to stop an intruder without firing a bullet, using electricity. The weapon shoots two small wires, up to 15 feet, that send a strong electric shock. This shock is supposed to stop an attacker's nervous system, causing a full-body lockup for up to 30 seconds, giving you time to escape or call for help. Now that sounds impressive on paper, and in many places, these are legal where firearms are not, and they do not require extensive training. That is a pragmatic consideration in our modern world. The Taser Pulse 2 weighs just 8 ounces, which is light enough to carry easily or store discreetly. It has a rugged, high-impact polymer body. They say it can resist bumps in everyday wear, but let us be honest, it is plastic, not steel. It has a built-in laser sight and a bright LED flashlight, which is handy for aiming in the dark, especially for aging eyes. This combination saves you from carrying a separate flashlight, which is a smart design. Taser even offers a policy where they will send you a new one for free if you have to drop it while running to safety. That is a good customer service promise. However, this is a limited-range device. 15 feet is not much room, and you have to hit your target with 2 probes for it to work effectively. There is a single-shot capability here, and while some tasers have dual shot, the Pulse 2 is primarily a one-and-done for a single engagement. The cartridges are one-time use, and you will need to practice to ensure you can deploy it effectively under stress. It is a tool for a specific situation, a defensive measure that avoids lethal force, but it is not a primary defense weapon, not in the same league as a firearm. It is a tool of compromise, to be considered for its specific applications, but its limitations must be clearly understood. So there you have it, folks. 6 tools from across the spectrum, from timeless steel to modern plastic. Some of these are true assets, built to last generations and perform without fail. Others are compromises, designed for a world that increasingly misunderstands the nature of true self-defense. Remember this, whether it is a rifle or a less lethal device, it is a tool, not a toy. Your job is to know your zero, understand its capabilities, and recognize its limits. Are these newfangled, less lethal gadgets really the answer? Or is an honest-to-God piece of cold, hammer-forged steel still king when things go sideways? Tell me below. I read every comment, and I learn from your experience, just like I hope you learn from mine. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay prepared, and ensure your tools are always ready when it matters most.